The city of Seoul glittered like a crown of neon jewels under the midnight sky. Cars rushed below, lights blinking like restless fireflies. On the rooftop of a high-rise, Reno stood at the edge, hands buried in his leather jacket pockets. His messy dark hair fluttered against the breeze, but his sharp jawline and shadowed eyes gave away the heaviness inside him. The rooftop door creaked. Starr stepped out, her oversized pastel hoodie swaying, gold hoops catching the glow of the city lights. Her afro puff, pinned with tiny golden charms, shimmered under the moon. She smirked, leaning against the railing. Wow, didn't know idols had late-night board meetings with the moon. Reno's lips twitched, but his gaze didn't shift. His voice was low, almost swallowed by the night. I needed air. And silence. Starr tilted her head, arms folded, her glossy lips curving in a teasing smile. You look like a man rehearsing for a tragic drama. Feel it. What's eating you? He let the silence stretch, then finally sighed, shoulders slumping as though 1,000 cameras weighed him down. Sometimes, I wonder if any of this is really mine. The fame, the music, the stage. Or if I'm just a puppet shining under someone else's spotlight. The confession bled into the air, raw and heavy. But Starr's warmth never wavered. Her eyes softened, though mischief sparkled just behind them. Deep. Real deep. But hey, if you ever quit, you can join me as my backup dancer. I'll pay you in jollof rice. That pulled the smallest laugh from Reno, the first crack in his guarded expression. For a moment the rooftop felt lighter. He could breathe a little. Few days later, far away in her apartment in Lagos, Kemi sat cross-legged in her cluttered studio, braids swaying, posters plastered across the wall. She was laughing so hard her dimples seemed permanent. Wait, 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 she wheezed, eyes sparkling. You were on a rooftop, at midnight, with a world-famous idol, and all he confessed was stage stress? Babe, I was ready for a kiss. On the other end of the call, Starr groaned from her bed, rolling her eyes dramatically. Kemi, not every rooftop moment ends with a kiss. He was opening up. Kemi scoffed, throwing her hands in the air. Opening up? If a fine man with cheekbones sharp enough to cut yam drags you to the roof at midnight, and all you get is, I feel trapped, then sis, you're not flirting right. Starr grabbed her pillow and hurled it at the phone screen, though it only made Kemi laugh harder. Kemi leaned into her camera, dimples deep, eyes wide with mock solemnity. When you two get married, don't forget me. Maid of honor. VIP seat. Champagne in both hands. No arguments. Starr tried to fight it, but a shy smile broke across her lips. You're insane. And you love me, Kemi said, blowing her a kiss. Meanwhile, in the Nova Boys' sleek dorm living room, was a whole lot of tension. Reno slipped inside, but 4 pairs of eyes locked on him immediately. Ace leaned against the wall, arms crossed, silver-dyed hair shadowing his sharp features. His voice was quiet but edged with steel. Late night again? Z sprawled lazily on the couch, chestnut waves falling over his golden skin. He smirked, necklaces clinking. Hyung, you've been sneaking out like a thief. Should we call you Romeo now? Lion snorted from the other end of the sofa, platinum blonde hair messy, oversized sweater draped on him like armor. Romeo? More like suspicious Appa. Even Sky, the soft-spoken one, sipped his tea silently, his doe-like eyes never leaving Reno. The weight of their stares was suffocating. Reno's jaw tightened, but before he could speak, Ace pushed off the wall, stepping forward. Don't forget, we're not just idols. We're family. Don't make us question where your loyalty lies. The silence that followed was heavy enough to break glass. Later that night, Reno sat in the dim glow of a studio, purple neon bleeding across soundproof walls. His fingers drifted across piano keys, pulling melodies from places even he couldn't name. The door clicked open. Starr slipped in, denim jacket over her crop top, sneakers tapping softly. She smirked. "If I didn't know better, I'd think you were writing a breakup letter to your microphone." Reno spun around, startled, but the faint smile betrayed him. He looked at her like she was the best thing he had seen all day. His heart felt so full like it was about to explode. The moody atmosphere shifted and he suddenly felt both excited and calm all at once, just by her presence alone. "And if I didn't know better, I'd think you were addicted to sneaking into places you don't belong," he replied her. Her laughter filled the room, chasing the shadows away. She slid into the seat beside him, hand brushing the keys. "Play it again. The part you were humming." He hesitated, then obeyed. Notes spilled into the air, fragile and honest. Starr leaned closer, humming softly, her voice folding perfectly into the music. For one fleeting moment, the world outside, managers, fans, rules, didn't exist. It was just them creating something raw and beautiful. "It seems like you have a habit of chasing my worries away and making me feeling better without even doing too much," he said quietly to her, putting a hold on the song, leaning closely towards her, never taking his gaze off her. "And it seems like you have a habit of worrying and overthinking every little thing instead of just living in the present and enjoying the moment," she said back at him, leaning closer, both totally drawn to each other, forgetting the current environment surrounding them. Neither of them noticed the faint click of a camera lens outside the glass window. In the hallway, a hooded figure lingered. A phone raised. Shutter clicks echoed like whispers. The glow of the screen reflected their sly grin as they slipped into the shadows, carrying proof of the forbidden closeness inside. By sunrise, chaos erupted. Blogs exploded. Hashtags trended. Headlines screamed across every platform. K-pop idol and Afrobeat star. Midnight duet? Secret romance in the studio? Nova Nation demands the truth. Starr's phone buzzed non-stop. Her notifications piled like wildfire. In Lagos, Kemi nearly spat out her tea as she scrolled. "Ah, Deborah. They caught you." Kemi slapped her forehead, laughing and panicking all at once. "You're trending on Korean Twitter. And sis, the edits are ruthless." Starr buried her face in her hands, groaning. This cannot be happening. By afternoon, the studio office was suffocating. Reno sat stiffly across from his manager, Mr. Han, whose dark brown hair bristled with frustration. A newspaper slammed onto the desk, the headline blaring their supposed affair. Mr. Han's glasses slid low as his sharp gaze pinned Reno in place. "You have two choices. Deny everything, or end this now. If you don't, your career, the band's future, everything you've built, it all burns." Silence strangled the room. Reno's fists curled, his pulse loud in his ears. He turned slightly, catching Starr's face, her eyes a storm of fear and quiet defiance. His throat tightened, but then softly trembling he whispered, "What if I don't choose?" The room froze, and the screen faded to black.